Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're watching or listening to yet another episode of Engine Room, a podcast by Token Metrics. My name is Dylan Love, and today's a very special day because we are joined by Mr. Lance Morales. Lance is our HR intern here at Token Metrics. What's up, Lance?
I'm doing well this morning. It's going great. Excited to be here.
Yeah, happy to have you. Happy to have you. So let's talk a little bit about, well, we're going to talk about a lot of things, but I want to start by talking about what does it actually mean to be a human resources intern? What's your day-to-day all about here at the company?
Well, right now I've just been interviewing a lot of the spring interns that are going to be onboarding next coming spring in January. So it's very exciting to see the new round of interns that we might be onboarding. Other than that, I've been hosting happy hours, creating PowerPoint slides for operation meetings, and it's very well exciting.
Yeah, very good, man. So is HR your specific ambition, or is crypto your ambition? How did you come to be working for a crypto company in an HR capacity?
Of course. So I actually studied human resources throughout my undergrad. I kind of found the intersection between my bachelor's in psychology and business. And then I concentrated in management through my business degree. And from there, I knew I wanted to get into HR. That was the field I wanted to work in. And in my senior year, I discovered crypto and just fell into that rabbit hole, just
Sure.
like everyone else in the company, I'm sure. And once I graduated, I was just looking for opportunities to break into the space and work in it. And since I didn't have a tech background, I knew my focus would have to be HR. And that's how I came across Token Metrics, because they were offering an internship in human resources. And that's where I found I could bring value to the company in.
Right on. Talk to us a little bit about that rabbit hole. How did you first encounter the word Bitcoin, for example?
I remember hearing it back in like 2017, and throughout the time I kept thinking like, oh, it's something that will happen eventually. Like it'll come in 20 years, it'll like skyrocket. But throughout the last like 5 or something years, it's been just tripling in value, and especially throughout the halvings. I remember in my senior year, I remember seeing Ethereum at $300, and then like a couple months later, it went to $3,000, and from there, I was just I was astounded by it. I was like, wow, I missed an opportunity. And it's time to get into all the altcoins and see what else is out there, because it's only the beginning. I saw a lot of adoption, especially with like Twitter adding tips now with Bitcoin.
Yeah, the adoption thing is real. It's happening. It's happening.
Exactly.
Have you become a guy among your circle of friends that like, oh, Lance is the crypto guy, we better ask him our questions? Are you that guy for your group of friends?
I feel like I am. I actually got into it with another one of my friends. He's the one that first started into it, but he was like passively investing, just looking at like one or two projects in the crypto space. But when he got me into it, I started looking at projects like Polkadot, and then went into the whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
And from there, I discovered DeFi and just the amazing interest rates that you can earn through there. So I feel like I'm kind of on that side of it, like the DeFi level, and my friends just kind of like passively investing.
Was there any kind of, I mean, you're much more recently out of school than I am. Was there any kind of crypto or blockchain club at your university? What's the vibe among college students these days when it comes to crypto?
Honestly, when I was around my undergrad, I didn't really hear about it too much. It was just kind of like the party talk, they're talking about, oh, crypto stocks or something like that, but it wasn't anything too serious to talk about in class. But now I'm seeing like my brother talk to his friends about crypto, and he's like 2 years younger than me, and they're like just casually talking about it. And I don't really remember those type of conversations, especially since we didn't have like a blockchain or crypto club on our campus. But I am seeing that new trend appear throughout other universities, especially since as an HR intern, we've been reaching out to these types of universities to create these relationships with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, the name of the podcast is Engine Room. Maybe you're watching us on YouTube. Go ahead and give this video a like, and give Token Metrics a subscribe, please. If you're listening to us in audio format, then we're glad you're here. You can tell your friends about us and continue listening. Just stay subscribed. We're here 3 days a week. Today, we're talking to Lance. Lance, what are you up to when you're not turning the HR gears for Token Metrics? What are your interests outside of work and crypto?
Well, outside of work in crypto, I'm actually studying for law school, or trying to go to studying for the LSAT to go to law school in about 2 years. I do want to see if I can find an area of focus that will probably go into securities and finance side of law, because I do eventually want to break into the crypto side of law as well, because I'm seeing a lot of regulation.
Yeah, interesting.
Right.
Super interesting. So I don't know if you know the name Gabriel Shapiro, but for you and our viewing audience, I'll throw out the name Gabriel Shapiro, who is a crypto focused lawyer with a very active Twitter presence. If you want to see like his live takes in a legal sense on different crypto current events, I highly recommend following Gabriel Shapiro. But yeah, at any rate, what else can we talk about, man? Well, what's in your portfolio? Are you up for discussing how you
Yeah,
trade?
of course, of course. So I recently like learned a lot about tax harvesting, especially since I kind of got into it at the top of the bubble back in like March and everything. So throughout that time, I was investing, for example, Polkadot, Matic, Chainlink, a couple others that that can't come up to the top of my head, but those were my top three holdings.
Yeah.
VG as well, but I might start diversifying my portfolio a little bit more, especially since the ban already happened again and some more FUD with the Chinese news.
Yeah.
So definitely gonna have to diversify more. But I know there's gonna be a good run this end of the year. So hopefully there'll be opportunities for buying.
Yeah, I think now is probably an appropriate. I don't think I'm giving anything away when I say that. I've seen some internal research that suggests Bitcoin price is going to go down before it pops up big time. At least that's what our informed speculation is suggesting. We're calling it 17 to 70. So who knows, but it's exciting to be along for the ride and see how it all goes. What do you make of the crypto media landscape? I always have CNBC on in the background, and it seems like CNBC is slowly becoming a crypto news channel. I don't know if you have any opinions on that kind of thing.
Honestly, it feels like there's a new news article every day about crypto, whether it's good or bad. So I try to stay away from the news too much because I feel like it influences my own like trading strategy as well. Because if I see like a lot of FUD on the news, I'm like, oh, it's time to buy. Or if it's like a lot of good notions about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, then that can affect my trading strategy as well. But I do try to keep up to date with the news relating to the projects I'm invested in, because I feel like those don't have as much bias as news channels.
Yeah, that's very Warren Buffett of you. Be a solitary thinker. I love his line, be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. It's kind of interesting how that applies to crypto as well as legacy markets.
Right.
And now I'm flashing back seriously. So let's give a shout out to our CEO and co-founder Ian Bellina, who had his own CNBC appearance. I guess it was about 2 months ago, approximately. And he really turned some heads during that interview because at the very end, he self-identified as, oh yeah, I'm a value investor in cryptocurrency. And the hosts of the show they didn't know what to do with that soundbite. So yeah. So shout out to Ian for not being afraid to tell it as he sees it.
Right. To go beyond.
Lance, what are your hopes and dreams, man? Are you sticking around the company for the long run? Law school is obviously clearly on your radar? When will we see you back?
Right. Well, I do hope to stick with the company in the long run. Right now, this is a 3-month internship, so we'll see how it goes throughout the next year. Hopefully, I do leave a good enough impression to be kept on to the company. But Token Metrics is definitely something that I see longevity in. I can see them going for the next 5 years, being the next Google of cryptocurrency, especially with the way they're handling data analytics. It's very well impressive, and I would love to stay on with the company and just help them build up their team, because I feel like that environment, especially in a startup, is where you can learn the most and contribute the most as well.
Yeah, right on. Well, Lance, it's a short podcast today, so I want to thank you for your time, and really happy to call you a colleague, even though this is the first time we're actually speaking. Anyway, guys, the podcast is called Engine Room. Thank you for your attention, and we'll be back with you next week.